I met a gypsy.
Circling back, when you started to make like good money, when you go from being poor to being rich, like, what's that feel like?
To be honest, I'm kind of probably glad I had my parents around, because I think I would have blown a lot of it. I'll be the first to admit, coming from no money and then just walking up to a dealership and going, I could buy any car in here. Oh, I could buy two if I wanted to. It's a weird feeling, to be honest. Like, it seems a little surreal at times. And I had to also realize, hey, the checks are rolling in nice every month, but I wasn't putting a whole lot away. I was buying a house, furniture, car or truck, then a car, then some toys. And then, so it was probably a good thing having my parents saying, hey, listen, you've built up a nice little establishment here. If you just keep going down that road, you're gonna wake up and really regret it. So they also helped me, kind of just to be a little level-headed, because coming from no money, it was I think very easy even for other people, because you almost lose the value of a dollar. When you're a kid and you're counting your pennies, it's one thing. Then all of a sudden, you just go look at your bank account and you're like, oh yeah, there's another 75 grand. Yeah, the check cleared this month. What are we going to do? Rather than, it'd be better just to not even look at your bank account and just have someone funnel some of that money away from you. Just let you live on what you need. Because like I said, you could live very comfortably in America on 150 grand, very comfortably. But there was years I spent like $500,000, and I was justifying it even, like, cost of living, trainer, eating out, flying first class every now and then. Oh, I deserve, it was justified. I deserve it. I've earned this. I deserve it, and then as I got older, I was like, hang on a second. It's really hard to make that kind of money when you're not a professional athlete at the top of his game. So, it's certainly been interesting, and I've definitely blown a lot of money over the years, but I'm also glad I made some pretty good investments and used that money to make money.
And so what's the point where you figure out that money kind of doesn't buy happiness?
Yeah, well, I think I experienced that after I went through my eye cancer issue in my eye. I had plenty of money, but I had no purpose. And I remember it was the first time just feeling, I don't know exactly where the depression starts and just sadness ends or whatever, but I was certainly close to the edge of being depressed, because I remember just being kind of miserable. I had like I said, at the time I was happily married, had, kids, money in the bank, nice house, all this stuff, but I was miserable. And and to be honest, I think that probably weighed on my marriage. I take some responsibility that I know I was a miserable bastard at points in my life, and I think the ex just didn't know how to handle me, because I was a little bit different, the way we were raised and everything, and we just didn't really see eye to eye for a while. Now I look back and I'm like, hey, I'll be a man and take some responsibility. I think I made some mistakes. I think she could have been better and more understanding, and maybe she was also young, but where I would say I wish she would have helped me more, rather than be like, well, don't make your problems my problem. So there's always a lot to be learned, and the nice thing now is she's a good mom to the kids. We're good friends. She's remarried, and I know a lot of times for guys it's hard because we have egos, but she's married to a dude that's really solid. He was a race car driver. My kids dig him. They get to go into sports cars all the time and whatever. So based on how that all went, like I can look back and go, I'm glad for her. I think she's obviously glad for me, and I've been able to move forward without any hard feelings, and just go, that was a moment or a period of my life that I didn't know how to handle it. I wasn't set up.
Yeah.
It wasn't anything planned. I didn't plan for it. It just happened, and I felt like, oh, why me? Like I'm a victim, and the minute you sit there feeling sorry for yourself as a victim, you do. I had friends tell me, yeah, you were a miserable bastard there for a period, hey, let's go do this. No, and I was, and that's not really me. I'm Mr. Social. So, yeah, a lot of life lessons for sure that I've dealt with. And, but what that old saying is, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And I really feel like it's made me a stronger person and more appreciative of everything and everyone around me.
If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe. And to listen to the full 3-hour podcast, search Gypsy Tales in your favorite podcast platform or click the link in the description below. Gypsy Gang.